Dave, a difficult result to take last Saturday, but as you often say, football moves on quickly. How have preparations gone this week ahead of a big game on Saturday?
Yeah, good. You have to move on. You've got to take the positives, and there were stacks and stacks of positives in terms of the performance. Ultimately, we didn't get what we deserved. And we can look back and feel sorry for ourselves and say that's happened too often this season. Or what you do and what we have to do is move on and look forward to what's a tough game this weekend, but a great game, a brilliant game to be involved in, between two of the, if not the biggest supported sides in the division. So from a playing perspective, it has to be all focused because everyone wants to be involved in that game.
Yeah, I mean, without repeating what we've all been saying for a few weeks now, I mean, it must give you optimism that the performances are certainly getting better and better, even if the results haven't quite reflected that just yet.
It does, but you again, what you want is, I suppose, gratification for the players and reinforcement for them that what they're doing is right. And in this industry, unfortunately, you get that most by getting 3 points, and we've not been able to, like I say, we've not been able to do that. Not through, like I say, the want of trying. We can be critical and say that you look from where we are Saturday, the game should be over, and if that had been, and we scored that second goal or potentially third goal, then you're not worrying about what happens in the last few minutes of the game. That's not the case though. So, like you say, you keep working hard. Performances normally take care of results, or at least controlling as many aspects of those performances as you can. We've done that really, really well. We've got to keep doing that. And if we do that, then we will get the results that the players deserve through the effort they're putting in.
Just a word on Paddy Madden as well. 200th goal last week of an incredible playing career. How important was it to get him back on the score sheet last weekend?
Yeah, of course. It's important that we keep creating and scoring goals. We've been, like I say, good at that. It's not been a situation where the goals we scored have been winning goals enough. But what we have done over the course of the season, we've got goals from different areas. From different players, from different types of goals, which is a positive. But it goes without saying, if you can get your forward players scoring goals and you get them scoring 15 to 20 a season each, then it'll put you in a good position.
Just in terms of injuries, I mean, it's a fairly long list at the minute. Ollie Crankshaw taken off last weekend. Is anyone close to returning for this weekend?
Probably not. They're certainly closer than they were. But I suppose that, listen, the way things are, you get a couple of backs. So we'll obviously have Sauce back, who was one of the ones who was really ill last week and didn't train at all. We had him on the bench as a body, and I'd spoken to him. He'd not trained, he'd not really eaten or anything. He was a needs must, and the way the game was going, we didn't look like we'd need him. But he's had a week's training under his belt, so again comes back into things. Obviously Keele was suspended, but on the flip side of that, again you lose Ollie, and we'll have to make a decision. Like I say, we've people and players that are out on the grass getting closer. This weekend might come too soon for them. But we have, and I would expect there'll be more involvement from players, certainly from Monday, with a view on next weekend and certainly the midweek game the following week.
Yeah, and as a result of Sars being out last week, you got 90 minutes out of Callum Camps, which maybe came a little bit sooner than maybe expected. What do you make of his performance? Is he okay now, recovered okay?
Yeah, I think, again, as this might sound the wrong thing, but Camps, he probably benefited from the little bit of downtime. I by no means thought we'd get 90 minutes out of him, but I've got to say I thought it was his best game he's played for us this season. You look for experienced players to control the game, and I thought he was head and shoulders above everything else on the pitch. And for us, he's certainly a really, really important player with the ability he has and the level he's played at, and he's got to take a lot from that. He had missed a bit of pre-season through, I suppose, decisions made in the summer out where he might end up in things. Has come back in and has probably had to play when has not been, not 100% or carrying anything by any stretch, but not having a full pre-season under his belt, and he's seen the difficulties. He's come into a different team that plays in a different way. But I think Saturday showed a lot of reasons why we were really happy to bring him to the football club. There's his level set now. He's got to stick to that. And if he does that, like I say, he'll be a really influential player for us.
Just looking at the away record, obviously last season, by far and away the best record away from home in the National League. Still looking for your first points on the road this season. Are you able to put your finger on quite why that is? Is there a specific reason? Or?
You can't be expecting to score 3 goals away from home, and in some instances 4 goals away from home to win a game of football. So that's been the biggest issue. We've conceded poor goals and not scored enough goals. But what I can look at, and I can look at positively, is that in pretty much every one of those games, we could, some would argue, should have got something from them. We haven't, and that's the things that you have to deal with. As I've said previously, in terms of results, you can't feel sorry for yourselves. There's loads of positives we can take. Unfortunately, the negatives have outweighed that in terms of the results we've got, and in large parts due to the nature and the amount of goals we've conceded. We have to be better than that. And if we do that and keep performing as we have been, then I'm confident that a win is not too far around the corner.
And you're coming up against the form team in League 2 at the minute. Bradford, 7 unbeaten in League 2 under Mark Hughes. What sort of challenge will they pose on Saturday?
No, a tough one. Like I say, a big side, a big club for the level. I'm sure the atmosphere will be amazing. There'll be close to 20,000 in there. And we expect a tough game, but we've got to, like I say, we've got to look at us. Again, we had the same situation last season in terms of going to Bradford with Hartlepool, having not won a game away from home. Bradford having won, I think, 6 on the spin at home, and we went there and won 3-1. The margins in the league are tiny. You need to look at the results from Saturday. Every game was 1-0, 2-1, 0-0, 1-1. There's nothing between the teams. They're in a good run of form. They've got Andy Cook, who's obviously scoring plenty of goals for them. We've got to be aware of their strengths, which we are. They've invested in good players through the summer, had a big turnaround and started the season how they would hope. We haven't, in terms of started out we would like in terms of points on the board, but we go there respecting them and knowing what they are, but with no fear in terms of what we need from ourselves, and go in there looking to get 3 points.
Yeah, and you spoke about the occasion there, 20,000 fans, around 2,000 coming from county. Is it the kind of occasion you can look at and say, well, 3 points here really could actually prove a turning point in the season? Yeah,
the next game is an opportunity for us. It's a big opportunity. It's a tough opportunity, the toughest opportunity, if you like, in the fact of what that brings. But we've got to go there and back ourselves. From a player's perspective, this is a fixture that at the start of the season everyone will look for in terms of when it crops up. So you've got to go and embrace that. I think we've got players that can thrive in that environment and really enjoy it and go and put on a performance. And for us, like I say, the games, especially away from home through October, on paper look tough. But I see them as big opportunities, as you say, big wins, and not just wins that get you 3 points, wins that have bigger benefits, if you like, around the dressing room.
Dave, thanks for talking to us.
Cheers, thank you.